So let's start with this. Ahead of Prince Harry's upcoming memoir at Camilla Tominey and at Tom Swarbrick One have their say on what the book may contain. Okay, let's see. It's 1 minute and 25 seconds. I didn't listen to it at all. I saw it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, how much has been paid for it?
36 million.
Right. So, I mean, any publisher is going to want a little bit of meat on that chunk of change.
But to be fair, it's going to be a compelling read just to have his version of events
of growing up in a
of growing up without paparazzi, of his mother's death, of walking behind the coffin.
That's what I think it's going to be.
I wouldn't mind reading the inside story from his voice on meeting Meghan.
It doesn't matter what Harry says, okay? It doesn't matter what Harry says because this is his story, okay? She and many other royal rats have written so many other books saying some stupidity about him. So now he's gonna tell his side of the story. So no one have anything to say about that because that's his perspective.
Shout a little.
And not only that, they're sort of upset because he's making money off of his story. So those hit pieces that they keep on throwing around the world about him for choosing the wife that he wants to live with, those hate pieces they're throwing around, putting some crazy imagery to, who knows, some crazies out there, they need protection, okay? Not only our prayers, but they also need a physical protection so crazies don't come near them. And it's not cheap, so they need to make money as well. The same way you guys are making money off of them.
A bit as to why these two couples fell out so spectacularly. That could be damaging for the Prince and Princess of...
Well, you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. Okay, being the mouthpiece for them and then saying lies about him and his wife, you guys are part of the problem. So the fragility of the institution, they don't want anything to be said about them, but yet they keep on poking at him ever since he was born.
Wales. I bet there's going to be an attack on the so-called men in grey suits at the palace, and there is going to be an enormous attack on the media, making their life.
Maybe there needs to be, you know. And again, when we saw the,
on the media, Tom.
no, but maybe then not. No, maybe there needs to be. Hang on, whoa. Hang on, wait. Maybe there needs to be an attack on the media. No, maybe there needs to be an attack on the institution, or not an attack, but at least a correction to the institution. We don't know what it's like in there.
Thank you. A correction. That's the word. He's right. A correction of what the institution, because every single thing about him, they twisted, they completely 360. And then what happened when the media is attacking him and his wife, meaning Harry and Meghan, the institution stay quiet because they're not talking about the institution anymore, so the institution is fine. But as long as Harry and Meghan, they red meat to the freaking lions.
Institution,
the royal family. And maybe there needs to be again a hand on the tiller to say, actually, this isn't right, this hasn't worked, because Diana did it.
Or just an idea. Maybe they just need to be quiet.
Well, leave them alone. They've been quiet enough. This is the problem here. They've been quiet enough, but you guys keep going after them. Look at that piece in the political part. Once I read a couple things, people tagged me on different topics and stuff like that. Come to find out, the people who own political are in association with the institution. So when Charles is saying he has many friends, places, and all of that.
I mean, there is no truth in so much of this speculation. And Mrs. Barker-Bowles is a great friend of mine. I have a large number of friends. I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful. So many friends who I think are wonderful.
Wait, it's not just some story. You are making me scared.
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
Right? And like that night, to be up and down in the middle of the night, looking down my hallway, like, are we safe? Are the doors locked? Is security on? Is everything?
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
That's real. Are my babies safe?
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
And you've created it for what?
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
Because you're bored or because it sells your papers?
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
Or it makes you feel better about your own life. It's real what you're doing.
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
And that's the piece I don't think people fully understand.
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
Well, people were, when I say people, I mean friends on my husband's side.
So many friends who I think are wonderful.
Friends on my husband's side were indicating that I was, again, unstable, sick, and should be put in a home of some sort in order to get better. I was almost an embarrassment. I was almost an embarrassment. I was almost an embarrassment. I was almost an embarrassment.
And you've created it for what?
Well, there's no better way to dismantle a personality than to isolate it.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Mrs. Parker Bowles is a great friend of mine. I have a large number of friends. I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful and make the whole difference to my life, which would become intolerable otherwise.
Or it makes you feel better about your own life. It's real what you're doing. And that's the piece I don't think people fully understand. You are making people want to kill me. And that's the piece I don't think people fully understand.
So when Charles is saying he has many friends, places, and all of that, and then when you hear Princess Diana is saying the friends of her husband who then mind about her marriage, okay, they're going after her.
Well, from people who minded and cared about our marriage.
So these are the same kind of thing is being repeated. So Harry and Meghan need to stand up for themselves. Whether or not you like it, they need to stand up for themselves, because for the past, I believe, 6 years or so, look at Archie's already 3, okay? For the past 6 years, okay, paying people to lie about them. We have Simon Rex and we have this other writer. You guys were trying for them to write lies about Harry and Meghan.
I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's sort of
got the topless girl on page 3. That's all you need to know.
And they called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, you know, the flames are being fanned by the media,
You've heard the phrase cottage industry, this is a palace industry, yeah.
But you want Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan, to stay quiet. Even with the lawsuit, they told her to write the letter, and then they told their people to go intercept the letter to publish it. And then when Meghan went to the institution, thinking the institution had her back to guide her how to approach it, okay, she's like, this is my letter. Why are they publishing it? Okay? Before she went and did what she had to do to protect herself, she went to the institution for guidance. When her father was smearing her name on a national television, on public stage, who was behind it? Who triggered the father? I'm not giving the father any pass, by the way. Okay? He should have known better. But they poke the taxpayers' money is being used to create this kind of vile kind of atmosphere for Harry and Meghan. Okay, once they show some people money, they forget about their ethics and their morals and all of that, because they did not want Harry and Meghan to marry. But the Queen, however, who approved their marriage, knew what she was doing, because she thought that, I'm not speaking for the Queen, okay, knew that would be a good thing for the institution, because Harry and Meghan were not a threat to the monarch, because they were not close enough to the throne. You have William, you have Charles, you have William kids, all three, because they already changed the law where it doesn't matter if you're female or male to get to the throne. Okay, so Harry and Meghan were never a threat to the throne. Okay, so once they intercept Meghan's letter, not only Meghan went to them, the backstabbers, okay, to tell them, what can I do to approach my father so the father doesn't speak ill about the institution. Okay, meanwhile she was talking to the enemy. They guide her to what to do, and then once she decided to do something about it because her letter was intercepted, she went to them again, to the enemy, to help guide her. What can I do to make this stop? Because this is wrong. They never get back to her. So she was like, okay, I need to do something about it. And then she won. And not only that, Charles and Anne, they all have had their letters being published. They know how it feels like. But yet when it was Meghan, they didn't want her to do anything. They wanted her to shut up and don't do a damn thing about it. Okay? So these are the enemies that she was dealing with. For 6 years, they want her to shut up, don't do anything. Meanwhile, they're poking at her. How did she put it? Feeding her to the wolves. Okay? So now there's no stopping back. This is why the US had to kick the monarch out of there. They want to do whatever they want, but people cannot stand up for themselves. All right, let's finish listening. It's almost, I'm going to move it back slightly.
Actually, this isn't right. This hasn't worked.
Just
because
an
Diana
idea.
did it.
Or just an idea. Maybe they just need to be quiet.
Yeah.
Well, we've hoped that
not
for
for 36
some time,
million.
but with a title like
there are
Spare,
36 million.
I don't think he's going to be quiet. Let's.
That's right. If you want them to be quiet, once all of their stories is told to the point of now, you guys need to shut up and leave them alone, because the more you keep poking at them, they're gonna keep on talking. That's the way I see it. Now, this is my comment 52 minutes ago. Okay, is that Camilla Tomney? First image. There she is here. Okay, maybe they need to be quiet. Why? Okay, there's you cozying up with them, laughing with a pedophile. Okay, there's that. Andrew Libby, U.S. government for better plea deal. For what? For Epstein. Alright, there's him with Epstein. Okay, Queen Elizabeth II reportedly contribute £2 million. These are the taxpayers' money. Okay, for someone who claimed he didn't know Virginia Giuffre. Okay, there's that. Let's read some of that. The irony: Camilla Tomney, who has been caught out lying as she report on Harry and Meghan's life and things they said, and has even reported on their lawn, is saying they shouldn't talk about their own life while she can. The hypocrisy and entitlement is astounding. Okay, so all these vultures can tell their stories without being told to be quiet. Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary have exposed you so-called expert on TV hosts. Okay, time to find another job. Yeah, look at all this, books they wrote about them, about Harry and Meghan, but yet Harry and Meghan cannot talk about themselves. There's two comments in there. Okay, don't ever expect honest journalism on This Morning. It's ITV. Philip Schofield knows how the media works. He had to come out as gay because a newspaper was going to print. Okay, they're very afraid. I mean, whatever somebody do in their bedroom is their own thing. But it's when you're going out of your way to inflict pain onto someone else, like a pedophile. Okay, like a pedo. This needs to be talked about. This is a grown adult. Whatever relationship he has, hopefully if with another how will I say that, another consent, another consent adult, it's none of our business. Gay, lesbian, bi, whatever, you name it, it's none of our business. And I think what happened is that the institution is the newspapers, okay, is hacking into people, which will be debated in court, is to get scoop from people so people could do what they say. Alright, to use it against them. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna read some few more and then I move on. Give it up, you desperate vulture. Did you lot ever thought of giving it up? When you try to tell us their story for the last 5 years, though I sense a bit of desperation, knowing you have lost control of the narrative and you lies and propaganda is now exposed. Let's see, Camilla Tomney. Public opinion defines their reputation. There's the thing. Okay? That was February 17, 2021. Okay, this is what is they good at over there. Spew their names on every place, like the political thing. Okay, public opinion define their reputations. Okay, this is the thing that they're trying to do, similar to what they did to Johnny Depp, calling him a wife beater. Okay, and then he lost a lot of money, he lost a lot of deals, okay, before he had to take action to clear his name in court. And this is why he wanted everything to be televised, because they ruined his reputation. This is what you guys are good at. And the reason that they're trying to do all those bad mouthing on social media on Harry and Meghan, every platform putting her with treasonous person and people who stole money, people's going to jail, they put her picture next to it, is for her reputation, to destroy her reputation. This is why people are crying foul about it, because her picture should not even be with these groups. Okay, so this is the thing that they want to do. And what is it, Mark Cuban have said it, he doesn't mind to do any kind of deals with Harry and Meghan, because he knows they are very marketable.
Harry and Meghan are incredibly marketable. I'd call them the new young Obamas. They're going to make an ungodly amount of money, and you know what? They literally could become billionaires over the next 20 years. If either of them came on Shark Tank, I wouldn't even wait for them to pitch. I'd be like, I'm in, whatever you want, yes, because they are so marketable. It'll be so easy to develop products and projects for them, with them, and around them. It'd be, yes, yes. Can you hook it up?
So this is the thing that they're trying to disrupt. Okay, they don't want people to do any business with them. But we know the truth. We know the truth. So their nonsense is not working. All right, let me finish with this. Okay, public opinion defines their reputations. Public opinion is in part shaped by the press and social media and commentary, etc. That's what a reputation is. It is defined as, quote, the beliefs or opinion that are generally held about someone or something. All right, so all the things that the UK media is doing is to destroy people's reputation, to make you think other than of Harry and Meghan. All those people who didn't like Harry and Meghan, specifically Meghan, is because these people were trying to ruin her reputation. I hope Harry and Meghan have a screenshot of this, because this is, if push come to shove and they don't want to leave them alone, they need to do that, because there they are trying to ruin her reputation. All right, let's read what's on the screen. Abusers always want their victims to be quiet. We can hate you, lie on you, and push your wife to the brink of suicide, but you must be silent. This behavior from ITV is particularly dangerous, as they are banging on about Get Britain talking, yet want to silence Prince Harry. Okay, it's that response of Camilla. They could just be quiet. There's this. Why should they? She could also be quiet. She could perhaps not go on TV, print, radio, etc., and make money from commenting on them. There's an idea. Okay, at Tom, was it Tom Schwabrick? I agree. There is need for the monarchy to correct some things. Camilla Tamney, who don't you just be quiet? Stop writing about them, stop talking, stop everything, and be quiet. But I guess you wouldn't pass an opportunity to tell a lie. Okay, here's an idea. Wait till it release, read it, and then all have your say. I, for one, will read it, as I don't want to hear opinion on just cherry-picked bits. Okay, quote, they could just be quiet. Wish you can practice what you preach, Camilla Tamney. Easily one of those most insufferable people to have a discussion with, filling the air with your two-piece commentary and giving no edgeway to anyone else to discussion their point of view. Be quiet, Camilla Tamney. Stop writing about them and going on TV to talk about them. Then the Sussexes won't need to keep speaking to correct palace, press, and commentators' lies. That's exactly what I was saying. Okay, from this point on, if they stop talking about Harry and Meghan will not have anything to correct. They will just focus on their work. But you're trying to ruin their reputation. That's the thing. They're trying to ruin their reputation. Okay, no need for quietness when you are constantly talking about them. Leave them alone and focus on your heirs. That's exactly that. Alright, Scove Camilla Tamney is an angry white woman when it comes to Meghan. She should just let it go. Alright, let's see here. Really don't understand what This Morning continues to have this woman on. Totally biased and nasty with her statement and snide little comments. Always a sign to turn off. Maybe there needs to be an attack on the media. Few didn't sleep on that. I hope he berates the press. Alright, the racist British media weaponized Meghan's race from 2016 and then slate her for doing the exact same things white royals have done, like eat avocados. Censor is deserved. Okay, let me move on. I spent too much time on the first one. Next tweet.